up, Sky Fam? This is Rain with another wingtip / reminder for the day, and that is pre-flight, pre-flight, pre-flight. That's right, safety is free, and you can remain safe in the skies by following a simple mental or physical checklist. If you're going to make a mental checklist, it's a really good idea to have a regime and just kind of go through the same things each and every time. That way it'll stick better up in your noggin. A few items on your pre-flight checklist include the condition of your propeller, prop bolts, exhaust springs, motor mounts, and any loose straps. It's also a good idea to check your fuel level and make a flight plan a part of your pre-flight checklist. Remember, we're flying safe, having fun, and chasing the skies.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Just Wanna Fly. Where is everybody? Come on, guys.
They gone.
Oh, glad we got a couple of you here. We got Sean Hartman, and we got Mikey and Bo again that were on 2 weeks ago. They got some news to talk about also. Sean's going to talk about his fly-in. And we got Susan. As soon as she just went off on Gaggle, she's flying, and she's going to try to hit her phone and go live in the air. So we're waiting for everybody else to join in also. Looking for Trevor, Rain, and Caleb Koch, and possibly Mr. Jordan Honeyman. So hopefully these guys join us a little bit later. So Steve, how's it going? Angie, where's Angie?
She's coming. She's got herself a little chair.
Ah, folding chair.
Fun this weekend, didn't she?
Yeah.
Angie, tell us about Bad Apples.
Her first 3 flights at Bad Apples on tandems.
It was fun.
Cool.
Who did you all fly with?
I flew with Rick Davies first on the trike, and then I flew with Sean Hayden on foot launch, which was awesome. And then I flew with Kathy
Simon.
Okay.
On the trike again, yeah.
And they whipped her around pretty good. They were banking a heck of a lot harder than I do going solo, so she had a good time.
I loved picking the corn.
Yeah,
on the foot launch
because it was awesome. So Gorilla took her up first.
What was that call sign they gave you?
Corn kicker. Well, I did that because I loved it so much.
Yeah. But Sean Hayden took her up foot launch, and he whipped her around, and he got her toes in the corn, and yeah, Sean did a great job.
That's all right.
Steve and Angie, my mom wants to know when's the wedding.
She's planning it. She's in charge.
We don't know yet. Sometime soon.
Just get out there first.
Yeah.
All right. Deweese, anything new with you?
Well, surgery's over. I'm recuperating, so hopefully I'll be back in the air soon. I hope.
You didn't really say anything last week. I waited for you to say it, but you did mention towards the end. But tell everybody what you had done.
I had an arthroscopy and I don't know, some kind of big word. They cleaned out my joint on my left shoulder, and they did a suture in one of my rotator cuffs, and just cleaned it out, and basically that's it. So it's supposed to take or somewhere around, they're saying around 10 weeks for it to heal, but I'm hoping not quite that long.
So last year she was my nurse when I had my knee replaced. She was up. And so this year she's supposed to be coming up. So I'm going to do the physical therapy on that shoulder for her.
Yeah.
Is that why you're stalling to get up here?
Yeah, we're calling each other sister bees.
All right. And we've got a late bloomer here. It's about time.
About time you got here.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
I'm here with
Rain Bella. I thought I smelled
here,
cabbage.
Cody, don't run away. Cody's trying to run away.
Are you at a party?
Yeah, so Emil and Summer are leaving us, and Emil's actually going to go and hang out with Brooke Sheffield.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So here's Emil, Summer.
Brooke Sheffield is way more talented than you
Hi
guys.
there.
Damn. Burn.
They're going up to North Carolina.
All right, Rain, if you're at a party, why don't you just tell us a little bit about anything going on down there at Lone Star, or tell us your stories quick about Lone Star or Bad Apples, and I'll let you go.
Yeah, sounds good.
The cans you can go
So
ham
Bad
on.
Apples was badass. It was rotten, and we had a blast watching people go into the pond. And I think 7 or 8 people went into the pond. Also, it was really badass for me in particular to see a whole bunch more gals there, girl pilots flying, and that was really cool for me. Yeah, we still were missing a whole bunch of people, though. I wish that you guys had made it, and a few others that we didn't see, but hopefully at EFD or something, or just at a different fly-in. But yeah, it was badass. Everyone was foot dragging. Eric DeFore put on his show with Justin or Joseph Carr?
Jonathan Carr.
Jonathan Carr. Yeah. But yeah, it was a blast.
Good.
Rain gave Angie her first kiting lesson. It was awesome.
Yeah, she did great. She did fantastic. She's a great listener, and she follows through, so it made it easy.
Rain is an awesome teacher. She made it easy.
That's good because we want to see Angie in the air.
Yeah. Well, that was the most progression I've ever made, and it was awesome. So thanks again, Rain. That was dope.
Super. Yeah, absolutely. I wish we would have had more time. The weather was kind of shitty. It rained like 3 or 4 days out of the whole time we were there. So that was a little unfortunate. But there was also a lot of flying time and quite a few cloud flights, which was badass.
You watch your language. This is a kid's show.
All right.
Sorry.
Looks like we got Susan in the air. She's just gonna mute, I think. There we go.
I landed already.
Oh, you landed already?
It's so bad. It's horrible. I was parked. My husband called me. He was worried. So going on me.
Okay.
Some of that.
All right. Well, if you want to go back to your party, Rain, we don't want to take you away from that.
Yeah, sounds good. Just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Yeah. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll watch the show afterwards.
Sounds good. Hi,
Oh,
Travis.
hey, Rain.
Bye. What?
You still there?
Yeah. What's up?
Nothing. Go away.
Oh. All right, guys. Love y'all.
Love you, Rain. See ya.
See ya.
All right. So, Sean?
Yeah.
Why the heck are you on here? And who the heck are you?
Where's Jackie?
I found a random link and I clicked it. Worked out great.
Sweet.
No, I'm here because my partner in the whole fly-in thing said his internet wasn't working, so here I am. But here to talk about our fly-ins coming up in June, 8th through the 11th, Corn Buzzards. It's a little Palmyra, Illinois.
Did you like the little buzzard in the intro? Did you even see it?
Yeah, that was cute. Yes, I saw that. I was still trying to get situated, but I saw it. It was great. Thank you. But no, just putting together flying, see where it goes. It's a privately owned public airport. I'm actually a board member there. It's a Zelmer Memorial Air Park for anybody that wants to look it up. But we get zero federal funding. It's all done basically by us, maintenance and everything. And then hangar rental helps cover expenses there. So we're just trying to raise some money, through flying. Maybe it'll grow. It'd be pretty neat if it did. But first year for it, so we're going to see what happens.
All right. So what are the dates on that again?
June 8th through the 11th.
All right. All right. So if anybody, and that's in Illinois.
And if anybody wants to show up early, I live a few minutes north of there, so I don't have a problem with it. You know, if somebody wants to make a week of it, whatever. Just enjoy the corn because that's all there is.
Enjoy the corn.
All right. Do you have a link for that I can put in here?
Actually, no, I was not prepared for that.
Oh, boy.
That would be Chris Crystal's department.
Hang on. I think I can.
Chris Crystal asked me.
It's on Facebook
Yep.
under Corn Buzzard.
Yep.
Flying.
I will copy the link here and get it in here.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook,
my
so if you're
defense-
interested. Yeah.
Say, in my defense, I just supplied the location. The rest of it was supposed to be up to Chris. So if I don't have the right information, I apologize.
Chris Crystal asked if he could list me as a sponsor. Is he actually doing that?
Do what now?
Chris Crystal asked if he could list my name as one of the sponsors of that fly-in. Now it's like, I don't care where you put my name. Is he actually doing that? I think he just wanted to put Hot Butter Steve on a sign or something.
Hold on, I got a kid on a tablet. I'm going to whack him with a crutch.
Oh, jeez. Oh, we got Jordan Honeyman. That's the most beautiful man in the business. Yes, I am.
Yeah, might be a little windy. Sorry about that.
Everybody else needs to log off because he's the only man I want to talk to.
He's camping and hiking, and he at least joined us for a few minutes. Wow, look at that. Hang on.
Bryce Canyon. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I got
wow.
service at the top, so I figured I'd say hi to you guys quick. But
how beautiful.
yeah, I joined the family out here, having a little fun with my dad's 60th birthday and just getting some hiking in. So,
hey Jordan, how far away are you from Salt Lake?
where I live is only an hour and a half, so not too bad.
What direction? North?
North, yep.
Okay. I'm going to be rolling in about a week. Let's get some lunch. Yeah.
I'll be around, so let's make something happen.
Let's do it.
Sweet, man.
Thanks for joining us, Jordan.
You bet.
Anything going on with you otherwise?
We got a couple things coming up. Well, I mean, gee, I feel like it's too windy here. Sorry.
It's all right.
We got we're doing a Sky Ventures. My company's doing an adventure trip up at Bear Lake, Utah, in a couple weeks. So we're going to be inviting a few guys out and then getting a bunch of sweet footage, and hopefully we'll be doing some more for the public. We can kind of open it up to everybody to come on out. Basically renting a big cabin, just providing food, a bunch of fun LZs, and just fly around the area in the mountains, and then crystal blue water out there. It's just great. So we got that, and then in September we're also hosting a fly-in up there as well too. So anybody's welcome to that. I'll be posting more details about that here as we kind of know more. So, but it's September 6th or the 10th so far is what we have. So.
Wow. Well, you got a beautiful backdrop there.
I figured it's better than this one, I guess.
Right.
Cool.
All right. Well,
take care, everybody. It's good
hanging out
talking
with
with
the
you.
family. Thanks
You
for
bet.
joining.
Miss you guys. See you later.
All right. All right, Sean. Sorry about that. Sean.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Okay, so anything
you're
else?
good.
I put the link in there. So is this going to be,
thank
is it camping can be right there at
Yes.
the fly-in? And will they have
Yeah, we
water,
got primitive camping.
electric at all, or is it just
No, primitive.
boondocking?
You'll have to use fresh water. I don't have any hookups out there. My apologies. We can probably fill a water tank for you. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have porta potties coming, so you can enjoy those wonderful things.
All right, I'm gonna just share the screen right now on the Facebook here. So if you guys go to Facebook, June 8th through the 11th, Zelmer Memorial Air Park, Palmyra, is that how you say it? $30 entrance fee per pilot. They're going to have spot landing competitions, cornhole competitions, foot drag, ring pickup competitions, inflatable pylon. 2 celebrity paramotor pilots. Oh. All right.
We did have one back out on us, I do believe.
Oh boy. All right.
That looks like fun. I wish we could make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, get out of Florida.
It's not
And
that far. Come on over.
One day, man.
We
One
will.
day.
Just a mile or two.
the boys are studying too much.
Yep. As soon as we're out of school, we'll be over at Bad Apples, up at Your Fly-In. We'll probably go to all of
Awesome.
them.
That'd be awesome. You'll be working. You'll be flying all over the international airways.
Well, they could just run by.
Yeah, we'll just drop by.
Drop by.
Right. They'll just flush the toilet over us. Did you see that on the news? Some lady was going through a drive-through at I think a coffee shop. I don't know what state it was in, but all of a sudden the car in front of her and her car just got filled, and they said it stunk. They knew exactly what it was, and they said there was a big airplane that flew over them, and they're in the path of
The giant metal bird pooped on them.
Oh,
Little bird. Joe
nasty.
Sibley said they'll be there.
I didn't know they actually do that. I would think like over the ocean, out away from anywhere they might, but
Yeah.
I know.
I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
No.
Right. Hit the wrong button.
Yeah.
Don't they have a fleet service for that?
I would think so.
Unless there was a pilot in the cockpit like me and Mike.
Right.
Oh,
What's this button? What's this button? All right, guys. So tell us what's been happening in the last 2 weeks since we've seen you last.
In the last 2 weeks since you've seen us, the weather has actually been pretty decent up until this week.
Right.
And last week, was it Friday or was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Last week, Thursday, I just flew my first solo in the traffic pattern.
yay.
Nice. How did you do?
I did good.
Aced it.
Yep, did everything good. And
And
the best part about it was Mikey was flying with his instructor, same traffic pattern.
I was just going to ask, was Mikey on a water ski tow rope behind you?
I was just holding on to the tail.
Because I could see that with the two of you.
We've gotten wiser since those days.
A little.
It's the first time me and him have actually flown a plane in the sky at the same time.
Yep. And it was in the same traffic pattern on
Yeah.
the same runway.
I was flying right behind him, and we were actually talking to Tower. Here at Daytona, there's 2 parallel runways, and we're using the smaller one to do training. Well, there was a Delta 737 taking off on the big runway right parallel to us, and so we were sitting there talking with him to the Tower while me and Bo were doing touch and goes on the runway. So it's pretty cool. He took off right beside us as we were flying.
Yep. Tower told us to caution for his wake turbulence.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was fun. My first solo was very memorable.
I bet.
Were you nervous?
No, I was not. Not even a little.
Wow.
We've both been talking about it, and as far as flight experience goes, each of us have 50 hours logged now, and I think both of us would be pretty confident sitting down for a private pilot check ride.
So, Mikey, when is your solo going to be? You thinking?
Tomorrow morning, I'm scheduled to have my checkout, basically where the instructor signs off and says you're good to solo. So, but it's been really.
He was supposed to have had it already last
week
week,
ago.
actually, but the weather's been rough.
Yeah, I guess that happened since we talked to them, but I was supposed to do it. I get in the plane, everything, taxi out, everything's good. Went through our run up, did all of our engine checks and everything. And airliner took off right in front of me, and the Tower had me pull out right behind him and take off. I pulled it on the runway, hit full throttle, and the engine went, bad, bonk. and stopped right there in the middle of the runway and had to shut the whole airport down. And we finally got it started back up. And Tower said he saw a bunch of black smoke spit out.
Oh.
So we canceled that flight. And then the next flight, some low fog rolled in, and it went instrument conditions, so we couldn't fly. So keeps getting pushed back.
Nice. Well, another latecomer. You flying or something?
Yeah, I wish I was flying. I was really doing work stuff, but I'm about to go fly.
Yeah, because it's only noon by you?
I mean, West Coast people, our time zone counts. I know everybody's on the East Coast, so it's 5 o'clock over here.
Right. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Wow. Somewhere.
Oh, well, we've been just sharing stories. What the heck's happening with you out in the West Coast of Washington?
Where are you at again, Caleb?
I am in Kirkland, Washington, which is right outside of Seattle.
I'm going to be one state away from you. Yeah.
I thought you moved out here already. You haven't yet?
No, we'll be out there in 2 weeks. We're packing up in Alabama right now, then going to Nebraska, packing up, and then I'll be out there.
Okay, cool. Well, dude, when you do, all the Pacific Northwest pilots, we'd love to come out and have a celebration flight with you for sure.
Oh, man, we're going to get drunk.
That is for sure after we fly, of course. Well, yeah. So what's been happening around here? We had a big fly-in out on the Oregon coast recently, and we have this place called Sand Lake, and I don't know. I'd say there was I wouldn't say big. There was probably about 40 folks that came out there, and it was over Cinco de Mayo. So of course we had our taco feed, and I wore the Mexican poncho, and we all got to try out a whole bunch of new wings. I got to fly a Drift Air 20 and a Drift Air 18. Who was it? Brian Pearson. He came out and he had like the mustache, it's called the mullet, the Flow mullet. And that was a really cool kite or wing to go kite with out on the beach. That thing would not collapse. It was pretty wild, actually. I was out there.
Was that function like the mustache for all the speeds and the brakes?
Yes. It's like that. So like it had these, brake toggles where, if you go hands all the way up, the kite is in fully accelerated mode. And, I had the kite all the way out there like that. And my buddy, Nick Fulmer, came from behind and he just yanked on these toggles as hard as they could, or the A-lines as hard as they could. And it would not come down. It just kind of hovered, and then went right back up. Now I didn't actually fly it, but Dimitri, he did. He put on his paramotor and he flew that thing around. And I think the consensus was that it's a cool wing, but it would be really hard to fly for a long period of time because hands up is full speed bar and trimmed out, and then halfway is neutral, and then down is brake. So the consensus is that it's a cool novel thing, but you would really want to have some brake toggles that you could put into the risers, so that if you just put it on neutral, at least it would fly flat and level. So yeah, that was that. One of the other things that was pretty exciting was 2 weeks ago. I was flying around in my neck of the woods up here. There's a place called Jetty Island, and it's right by it's in Everett. It's right next to a naval base, not in restricted airspace. But I was out there, and I invited my boss to come out and watch me fly. And so he paddled out to this island on a paddleboard, and I got to go zoom over the top of him and barrel roll and come down with a sick foot drag landing. And after that, he was all amazed and all that. But I took off for another flight, and I was talking through all the energy management and how we do the things that we do, and then all of a sudden, this bald eagle flew up right next to me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm flying next to a bald eagle. It's so cool. And as the eagle flew next to me, he went away, and then I turned back and I saw this fin in the water, And I'm like, I don't know. Is that a seal? What is that? It might be a whale. So I get over the top of it, and all of a sudden, this like 50-foot long humpback whale just comes up to the surface of the water. I'm like, oh my God, it is a whale. And as I get closer, the whale goes, from face down to like up like this, and his dorsal fin comes out, and I see his eye. Like I'm like 10 feet away looking at a humpback whale. We're making eye contact.
Did you get a picture or video? It didn't happen.
I didn't get a photo, but you can call my boss and validate.
You're not a real PPG person, because any real PPG person will run 3 cameras simultaneously. Otherwise, you can't take off.
Yeah, but if they're like me, my batteries all die at the same time.
You got to have a ground crew. You got to have 2 360s. You got to have them in your wings.
It's the best fishing story I've ever told, I suppose.
Right. Oh,
that's a really cool story.
I kid you not. It was a for real humpback whale. So, yeah, up here in the Northwest, we are really blessed for like great flying spots from like about this time until I'd say mid-October. There's amazing sunsets. We have all these forest fires that cause smoke to come in, and these sunsets are so smoky that like the sky turns like purple and the sun turns orange and pink, and you get all these really cool wildlife critters to kind of spice things up.
I like Jeremy's.
And you can buy drugs out there. Don't forget that.
I mean, sure. We don't even call them drugs anymore because they're just common. It's like, hey, who
candy.
Depends. Oh, look, we got a like straight up pilot. Looks like they just landed or something.
She went up and she came back down. She said it was too trashy up there. So that's Susan Ray. So
yeah,
I didn't show us all up. Mm-hmm.
And her hubby. Get off mute, you two lovebirds.
You guys are on mute.
You muted.
I missed what was being said.
We were just all jealous of you getting to go flying just now.
Oh, I was just parked.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
How high did you go up? I saw the gaggle take off, but I didn't even look at it.
Oops, she gone.
I can see.
Why does it? I don't know why it leaves. I went up. I mean, it was only 900 feet.
Oh, it showed 701, 32 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, that was when I was going downwind.
Right?
No, my husband even called me to see if I was okay because he saw how paraparked I was. But the parked air was smooth. The only problem was having to come into land because we have trees everywhere. So the rotor was entertaining.
Spicy. Always good. Nice.
This is why I'm a huge proponent of deforestation.
I also have no voice.
Why
I can
is
hardly
that?
talk. Oh, just I was in Georgia too long.
Oh.
Got it.
Oh.
Nice.
So are you going to switch off of that, or are you going to stay on, and do you want to talk about your flying?
I think I need to switch off of this and pack up before it gets everything wet with dew as the sun goes down.
That's fine. Go for it.
But everyone should check out the aurorappg.com or .org, page, and click on the fly-in link. We'll get more information up there here shortly in the next week or two, especially now that Karen will be back in the country. And then come on out to Pennsylvania in August.
What are the dates? What are the dates for the fly-in?
It's August 11th to the 13th at the Jersey Shore Airport in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. Not to be confused with other Jersey Shores. The pre-registration I'm shooting for like June 1st. I still have, I was testing with the PayPal integration today and it was not happy. The fly-in thing was pinned up at the top, but yeah. But that's just I'll put updates there, but when we turn the registration on, I'll put that information all there as well. So we're just going to do $25 for pilot fee and $25 for camping fee.
Whoa. I may be loaded, but I ain't rich.
You just went to Bad Apples, man. I'm just joking. And then t-shirts are $25 when we'll have those pre-order also, and then make some available for sale afterwards. But we'll get all the updates out there, and hopefully here in another week or so, get that registration form actually turned on.
All right. Awesome.
And I'll see everybody in July in Wisconsin. And then
are you coming?
It's the current plan, but if I've got, van problems, we'll see how that works out. Things right now may be fluid. So still trying to make it to the best fly-in in the world, Northern Lights. And then maybe I'll get to see some new chickens too.
Yeah, I'm hoping they got a new home.
We'll get a big barbecue going.
Not with chickens.
Yeah, we're gonna. Okay, the neighbor's dog. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
The chicken eating neighbor's dog. Oh.
No chicken dinners, Eric.
All right.
Cool.
Have an amazing rest of the night.
Thanks for stopping in.
Talk to everyone later.
All right. See you later, Susan. Thank you.
Bye, Susan. All right. Want to say hi to everybody real quick. We didn't say hi. Trevor Steele is supposed to be in here. He's in the chat right now. Bill H. Hello, sir. Sean Nafsker. Hi, Sean. And Randy Milstead's in there. Linda Anderson. We'll see you Saturday morning. And Sean left, but he's in the chat now. Ed Brinkman, I guess we're going to meet him at Torchport. Shane Wyman is in the house. And Jeremy's going to be at Torchport. Slow Days, he had to go because of hockey, I think I saw. Who else? Scuba's in the house. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Joseph Sibley. Joe, get in here. Or Scott Starbeck, why don't you guys come in here? Come say hi. Tell us how flying's been going with you guys lately. I put the link in here. If anybody wants to come in and say hi, come on in. We got room. So
do we want to do a spinning wheel?
Sure.
Yeah.
Ooh,
all right.
All I got right now is some stickers, which I apparently lost in the last 5 feet again that I went. I don't know where I put them.
Oh man.
So
mercy.
The new flamingo stickers. So go for it.
You don't got them?
I don't know where I put them.
Let's do this.
Trevor said he'll give away some shirts.
Oh, all right.
Nice, Trevor. Thank you.
He owes me some money.
Let's go for a sticker on this one.
Hey, it's watermelon colors like
Hey,
Susan's
Walter.
wing.
Yeah.
This is for a sticker.
Yep. Did you see in Susan's little picture of her flying the Italian flag, and I put a watermelon in the corner?
It does look
Kramer? No. Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
Is that Jeremy Howe or Jeremy somebody else?
It's going to be Patricia. It's going to keep going.
It's going to be my mom. Yep.
Yeah. He
I
wins a
don't
lot
think
of
she's
money.
even gotten one yet.
She ought to have a nice collection of stickers.
Way to go, Mom. All right. Trevor
I would give
says-
away a sticker, but I'm too lazy to mail and too cheap.
Hey, I
Sorry.
just put your sticker on my camper today, Steve.
I
What
gotta
kind of
give it
sticker
to
do
you.
you got, Steve?
is a toad.
Oh,
right.
I've got it actually with me. Hold on a second.
There's a link to come in here if you guys want to join. Use Google or Foxfire, Firefox to join in. So in the meantime,
Shane Wyman is taking up Travis's.
There it is. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Saying it's
That's a cool.
I wanted to be a stick of butter, but my instructor called me a toad one evening, so another pilot photoshopped that, and I was like, I love it. Just keep it as is. And he's like, I'll make you a whole bunch of them.
I think I might have a little bit of room on my trailer. I could fit that.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Hartman said he got booted.
yeah. Well, if he wants to try to come back in, otherwise he's in the chat. So
Hey, there's
welcome, Andy.
a fly-in. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say there's a fly-in that we're going to be doing out here in Washington coming up in September. It's the Moses Lake fly-in. That's like the really, I mean, it's just a really cool place to go flying. There's like all these really shallow ponds of water where you can foot drag, and it's out in the off-road vehicle area where people take their dirt bikes and side-by-sides, all those things. It's like 10 minutes away from like food and restaurants and all that. But this is something that we've been doing now for 3 years, and it's going to be a really fun time. So I don't know if anybody's within.
I'm going to that. Where is it? Where's it located?
It's in Moses Lake, and that's about 2.5 hours away from Seattle. It's kind of a desert climate. But we have a lot of things that we didn't have last year. Like, for example, one of our friends, he owns a golf course that's right behind the lake. And this is a big reservoir, by the way, but there's RV parking out there, and he has a restaurant and a pool. And there's some interest from the Chelan paragliding and paramotoring school out there. They were talking about coming out and doing a skydiving show, like an exhibition for us, and they can bring helicopters out onto the sand. So that's kind of fingers crossed, hoping that they're going to do that. But we always have a pretty big turnout, and it's really warm, and it's a fun place to go. So I'll be putting something out there on the Facebook Paramotor page just to remind folks about it, and we'll start promoting it here pretty soon. So.
Boy, when we were coming
I might
back,
actually be able to attend that. Nice.
That'd be awesome if you made it, man. We'll make sure to get some cool shirts and have a real good time.
Wait,
we were
by
coming
cool
back
shirts,
from
you mean Nirvana shirts? Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I don't see any Nirvana paramotors out here in the Northwest, like at all.
More on him.
There are a lot in Texas, and I don't see many others elsewhere. You got to be pretty filthy rich to afford one of those $100,000 machines.
That's the first thing that most people say is that the cost to get into one of them is pretty high. But then they're also really, I guess, very strong, very sturdy, reliable. And I don't know too much about it.
You never have to work on them.
The frames, you don't have to work on the frames.
The motors that come with them.
There's a special motor. It's not a Moster.
It's a modified Simonini, but
Nirvana
modifies it specifically for them, and that's why people spend the money on Nirvana. It's not the frame; it's really the motor. Like the motors are just known for never dying. You never have to really work on them. You can run them 200 hours without touching them, but you spend an extra $4,000 on a unit compared to your Parajets, your Scouts. You know.
Right. So, Steve, do you have one yet?
Do I have one? No, I've been trying to get sponsored, but Eugene Cousins is like, nope, I'm too cheap.
You're like, I keep wearing the shirt. When am I getting my motor?
Yeah.
Nirvana is a paramotor brand.
Yeah, I won F-Flight. So, oh crap, we got Chris.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Oh,
what's
man.
up, Scott? How you doing, buddy?
It's about time you get back on here now.
I used my iPad.
Okay,
and it's working.
And the Safari works, so the computer did not work.
You're coming through crystal clear. That's awesome.
I do want to warn everybody. Chris Crystal was like
shut your
the
big
very
whore
first
mouth.
paramotor friend I had when I was starting out. So he was.
Shut your mouth. Don't tell everybody that.
No, Chris Crystal was my first friend.
I don't know
Chris.
I don't know him.
So did Sean hit all the right topics on your fly-in?
Well, let's go over the topics. I wasn't there.
Oh.
Jackie's doing pot brownies.
Sean,
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome fly-in. Sean and I have been talking about doing this for a long, long time, and we finally pulled the trigger. So this is going to be this is the first year, obviously, but we've got so many good ideas, and
I'll share it again.
And the whole flying is to involve the town, not just the pilots, but the town itself. Mm-hmm. Getting people from other towns to come, involving balloon pilots, just everything. Because when I grew up, I'm from Iowa, and in our small little town, we had like 500 people in the town. My biggest memory of the town and what happened was the carnival that would come to town. So that's what we're trying to do is, introduce this kind of stuff to the local towns and support the airports, because a lot of these little airports don't get a lot of money and funding. So that's what it's all about for us.
Nice.
I wish I could make it.
Well, you can't make it?
I can't make it. I'm going to be taking my daughter out to Johns Hopkins for her residency for pharmacy school.
I was just going to say, Scott's got something to do with his kids. He's always bouncing around with his kids.
Yeah, I got a wedding this weekend.
A wedding this week. A dedicated father.
Weekend, and I get home and I turn right around and get in the car and leave for Baltimore.
Yeah.
My wallet just cried hearing about that. Wow.
So coming home, I might stop by just to say hi. Coming across on Interstate 80, you're not too far away.
Well, that's what my wife said tonight. She's like, you're doing that podcast now. I don't get to see you hardly ever. And I was like, aw, that's sweet. Thank you.
Tell her to come on with you. Tell her to join in.
Well, our daughter just graduated from Pittsburgh. And this Saturday, my daughter, her boyfriend, and my wife are driving to Seattle, Washington to take her out there for her first internship. So, which is pretty.
That's my neck of the woods.
Oh, by the way, I did notice that Sean had on a pretty neat shirt.
He did.
I've got on my paramotor shirt. It says Chris. I like your shirt. What is that?
The paramotor Hawaiian shirt from Sean. Same one.
Are those actual paramotors or are those paragliders?
Those are paramotors.
Ah, yes, that's fancy. I like it.
I don't know what this was a gift from Sean.
Scuba.
I've never gotten a gift from Sean.
Hey, Scuba.
Good friends.
Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Sean.
Wait, who let Jeremy in here? I'm going to kick him out. I have the ability.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Come on, one more. I think I can get one more on here.
I thought.
Have you guys met Jeremy in person? He is freaking tall.
It's just your shirt, Steve.
Hey, nice to meet you.
I took a picture of him standing next to Linda last year, and anybody's taller than Linda. I'm sorry, Linda. Even taller.
It's like Sandy Gaskins versus Jillian.
What about Kramer?
Oh, Kramer's a little peanut too. Haven't met her though.
Oh, Jeremy's actually working on his paramotor.
Yeah, you guys, I put away my paramotor after a few whiskeys and destroyed the airbox, so I got a new one.
There's my damage right there.
Look, there's Hartman.
Let's see what happens, Scuba. Hang on.
Put me in.
Oh boy.
Nice shirt, Scott.
Thank you, John.
Look at that carnage.
Yeah, this happened Saturday morning in the grass. Don't wear Hey Dude shoes that are already really slippery and run in the grass. That's all.
Hey, Steve. All you need is a little bit of super glue and some baking soda. You get that tip back on there.
And yeah, but that's the power part of the blade that would literally explode again and do more damage.
Well, you wouldn't know that. Just not without trying. You got to try it.
No, I already got another blade. They had blades for sale at this mini fly-in. I don't know why. I mean, I didn't get the same kind of blade. I got one of those prototype blades. It's a Falcon, I believe it is. Falcon? Yeah, Falcon. It's smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy my original blade because I got a 140 prop because I got the factory R, and then I'm going to use that one as a spare. But it got me in the air. I mean, I was scared. That video I posted of my second flight, you can see I literally take 300 feet to take off because I was so scared I was going to break another prop. So I'm just barely on the gas, slow poking it.
Give him a minute, please.
I tell you, I got one of those factory R's at the beginning of this year, and I just love it. It's just
awesome.
the sound of the engine is better than the regular Moster, and it's like they finally built an engine just for guys like my size. I can't get enough of it. It's fantastic.
The sound is very distinctive.
Yeah, it's a lower pitch. It's a lower pitch sound. It's like easier on my ears. My ears don't ring after a flight, which I love.
Right. You suppose that's from the porting they're doing on those engines? I mean, in the motorbike world of motorcycles in two strokes, everybody used to port their dirt bike. And
well, we've got a dirt bike mechanic here in Louisville he's looking at our motors, and Richard Turner and I are going to have ours done, but it's porting and polishing it, taking everything apart and polishing everything and porting it. Nobody's done that in the paramotor world really until they came out with this factory R thing.
So why would you want to do that? Because I'm not. I mean,
well, when a piston goes up and down in a two-stroke, all the combustion is in that port, and the way the fuel and air go through the intake manifold into that port around the piston, and they smooth it out, they polish it, take all the rough edges off, and you open it up for air.
Exactly, but polishing the crank and everything makes a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely.
And I bought the factory R carburetor last year and adapted it. I had to buy a couple other parts, but after watching I think it was Judson.
He got in trouble for that one.
Yeah, he got yelled at. But it works. It works on my motor. I noticed a little bit of a difference, but not huge. And that's because everything needs to be ported and polished.
Yeah, Bill, I'm going to say with Bill, that is called blueprinting the engine, but also by blueprinting it, you can also then take out the parts that don't match, and you want to make sure that all the cases match, the intake manifold matches to the there's a whole bunch of grinding you can do in those engines.
Oh God, yeah.
And you can spend hours.
Listen to Scott. He's a freaking John Deere engineer.
I'm retired. But I've spent my time in a stock car engine. I've built a lot of engines for the 350 world, and ground a lot of valves and did a lot of heads. Not gave a lot of head.
Can I share something? Will it let me share? I've never tried to do it on StreamYard.
Sure, go for it.
All right, let me
figure it out. Go down to the little.
Oh, it says video file. Well, I guess I could just do the file because it's right here. Is that working?
No, you got to hit the present first.
I did that.
Okay.
We
share
should have
screen.
like a show and tell session.
Yeah. Now do what?
Hit the share screen.
While we're waiting,
can you share screen? I just shared the video clip. I don't know if that. All right, let me try it a different way. Oh, share screen. Well, that would work better.
Yep, and then pick which tab it is. If it's a.
There we go. How about that? Can you see that?
Nope.
We see nothing.
Oh wait, hang on. We got to pull up another screen here.
Oh boy.
Let me.
This was my landing Thursday. It was quite the butt clencher. I don't recommend anybody flying in wind like this, especially.
I saw this. Holy cow.
Yeah. You'll see.
You had some pretty good gusts there.
Yeah, it got really rough. There's one collapse. There's the other side. I'm surprised I didn't land flat on my face, honestly.
What size wing are you are you on?
That is a 27 meter.
How much do you weigh all up?
Let's see. I'm about 250, so plus I'd say 300 and something pounds.
It's appropriate for that size of wing.
Wow.
Oh shit!
You still did it.
Yeah, I got a gust right there at the end. So yeah, that was
You
bad.
had a nice little tree line in front of your landing too, so that wasn't.
Yeah, there's some bad rotor coming off the trees, but the wind was coming straight at me, so I was figuring it was going to actually be rotoring off the tree, but it's still possible, I guess.
So I got a question. So since everybody's on here and everybody's in different parts of the country, have you been noticing this year that the winds are just like really wonky?
This last month, oh yeah.
I mean, like last night we flew, and it was 0 winds on the ground, and like maybe 2 miles an hour, 3 mile an hour winds at like 700 feet, perfectly smooth. But as soon as you got tree height, it was rocking you like nothing ever. We've been noticing that here in Louisville a lot this year.
I've been noticing just over the last 2 weeks, like winds are coming from the totally opposite direction of what they're normally doing.
Yeah.
And we've just been getting like strange scenarios. Like I was out with a couple buddies, and the wind normally comes from the north, but normally comes from the west, and it was coming from the east. And like it was creating this like super strong gust, like as soon as you got over the houses and over the trees. And then like when we were coming in for the landing, it was like parked. And then when we got below like the tree line and house line, like it was just flat. So it's just, I don't know why. I think maybe it's like just this wild spring weather. For what I do now, like whenever I'm looking at whether I should go fly or not, I'm opening up windy. And if I see any activity at all, like within 50 miles, I'm just like, I'll wait for another day, because it's crazy times right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really wonky here lately.
Today we had 20 mile an hour winds with 28 mile an hour gusts. I'm just no, yeah, it's not happening. And yeah, it's like Caleb was saying, it's all coming from the east for some strange reason. I don't know why all the wind is coming that direction, but it is.
Yeah. Oh man, I was watching a couple of videos that Trevor and Judson posted from their trip out to Hanksville, and they threw the dice and went for a flight, and holy crap, man, they got lucky. Like,
that was some good video and talking about the rotor coming through the Y of a canyon, and that was definitely backcountry knowledge of knowing what they were doing. That was, to listen to that story of how that road comes through those canyons. It was just that was great video for people that want to go out there and fly in that kind of stuff, to know what you got coming at you.
Yeah. You gotta be ready to move in a second, and it's not time to think. It's just you got to respond. So I mean, I wouldn't be going out to there if you weren't like current, really current.
Well, it's an entirely different way of thinking, because like we normally, like people in the Midwest, we don't think about katabatic winds or how the wind functions as water going through canyon channels. And so if you meet an intersection of canyons, if that was water flowing, what's that going to do? And if you have like morning sinkage and stuff, I mean, it's a completely different way of thinking.
The canyons here in Iowa is the cornrows. You go through a path of the waterways in the cornfields, and you come to another waterway. You might hit a little bit of rotor, but nothing like that.
But the other thing too is, even in the Midwest and whatnot, are gust fronts. And I didn't know this until a couple of years ago, that if a thunderstorm collapses, it will create a gust front unexpectedly.
Yes.
And we got hit by one flying, and we were flying butter smooth winds, and all of a sudden, just in a flip of a switch, it was the worst winds we've ever been in our lives. It was one of those moments that you wished you were on the ground.
I remember that. I remember your video from that.
Yeah, but what it taught me though is to trust your wing. I was flying a 21 Colorado at the time, and it did not collapse one bit. It was one of those scenarios where you were looking at the sky, looking at the ground, looking sideways, looking this way. It was all over.
You were on a 21 Colorado doing that?
Yeah.
What's that? No, don't add.
Hey, do you guys want to see what the inside of
Let's talk to Caleb's son or daughter.
Yeah, that's Alika. She's gonna go jump on her rollerblades, and she was wanting to know if the cat can go outside. We have this cat who thinks he's like a mountain lion, basically, and he was with my fiance when she was living at home by herself, and they'd always let him out. Well, we moved into this new neighborhood, and he's been trapped inside for like, I don't know, 6-7 months, and we just started letting him go outside now. This guy's a straight cold killer, like for sure. So for him to like have to be stuck inside and look at all the little bunnies and birds and everything, I imagine it's like if someone told me I couldn't go flying anymore, you know, I feel bad for the guy.
Jeremy wants to show us the inside of something, and I want to know what it is. Come on, Jeremy.
Can you guys hear me at all? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I
can hear you.
Okay, cool. So
I can't hear you at all, Jeremy.
So I broke my air box, and if you're wondering what the inside looks like, you know, the air goes in right here. The air goes in right here, and it comes out over here and goes into your carburetor. Well, this is what that looks like. So the carburetor attaches right here. And
that looks like my shower loofah.
That part, though. That's the only part you need, though.
Well, I broke this off, you guys. Look, this is gone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's not reusable. I've done this before.
So one thing I
didn't learn the first time?
I did a hydro dip on my airbox back 3-4 years ago, and I put that foam piece in the airbox backwards.
Oh no!
And I was at the Endless Foot Drag back in 2019, and I had the guys from Vitarazi were there, and I couldn't get my engine to rev up. I mean, I get to 5,000-6,000 RPM. I'd get to 5,000 or 6,000 RPM. I couldn't get any more RPM. Well, that filter that goes inside the airbox is indexed to a direction for airflow. That goes into the airbox. That goes in the airbox, a correct rotation in only one direction. And those guys at Vitarazi, it took them about 15 minutes till they figured, did you have the airbox off? And
yeah, that looks really broken there, Jeremy. It's that boot, the boot that's around the cuff there. That's your problem.
Yeah, for sure. It's really thin. I took the whole hoop off, took the netting off and the propeller off, and I put it in the back of my car to drive it home to Michigan for Bad Apples. And I must have just bonked the airbox on something, and it's really thin and plastic, and it's cost $90 to replace. So learn from my mistakes.
Hey, nothing but a little Gorilla Glue can't fix.
No, what you need to do now is go on the internet and talk a bunch of shit.
Sky Sports will be able to hook you up with that, a replacement?
Yeah, they did. I actually ordered it on Sunday, and I got it here on today. So it was really quick.
Those guys are just fast as lightning, man.
Yeah, I'd vote for them.
With a piece of candy.
They should run the country, I think. Those guys at Sky Sports are fantastic.
Yeah. I'm going to meet Chris one day and say thanks for all the airheads.
Steve, I got a question for you. Are you really moving to Alabama, bro?
No, we're moving to Oregon, the Oregon coast.
I live in Alabama now. We're leaving.
So Steve, what town?
Tillamook, right on the coast where they make all the dairy products.
That's still cheese.
Yeah. So I'm going to get super fat, and I'm going to have to get a big wing because I'm going to be eating nothing but dairy for a while.
How did you pick Tillamook out of all places?
Angie found it herself. We were trying to find a place we could rent that wasn't super expensive and allows, a number of dogs. And Angie found an older landlord that was willing to rent to us, but it's 2 miles from one of the most popular PG LZs in the area.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
That's cool too. So Kelly Kellar teaches out of there. So I've been wanting to free fly forever, and I'm going to book with them in September. Actually, her and I will do it together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
super
that's,
happy
I
for
mean,
you,
it was
dude.
perfect.
that's right. That's right where we had our fly-in. You're gonna have Cape Kawanda there. You're gonna have Nick
Yep.
Fulmer, Gabe, and Skylar is out there. There's a whole bunch of guys, whole bunch of Oregon dudes that fly all the way.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Just being just a few minutes away from a free flight spot. You know,
Steve, I have
it
to
doesn't
ask
get any
you,
better than that.
is EFD out of the question this year? Then or you
It
still
is because I'm limited by budget. I'm gonna spend basically my free money on free flight stuff and training. So I'm
So we
gonna
can do a
be not
GoFundMe page.
traveling as.
We can do a
I'll be
GoFundMe
lucky
page.
if I make Salton Sea next year.
Well, and you know the baby's on the way, so you know.
Boom. Boom.
Surprise! I'm surprised too.
But no, it's incredible. I mean, her and I don't have kids, so it's a random roll of dice in life. Like, hey, let's just move somewhere new.
Hell yeah.
Interesting. She loves to hike. That's her big thing. So she's going to take me in the mountains. She summited St. Helens and stuff. So it's just going to be a life where, and my jobs told me that they didn't want to lose me. So I'm allowed to work remote. So I'll enjoy like a quiet town on the coast. I'll get a free fly. I'll get a paramotor. I know people out there. You know, I just can't ask for anything more than that. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm happy for you, dude. That's awesome.
That's exciting.
Dude.
Really exciting.
Super happy for you.
Welcome, Justin.
The only thing though I want to see you flying in a paramotor and a cat suit. Instead of the
I
dress.
believe I can accommodate that as long as it's skin tight.
You know, you could get a gecko suit and then try to say that you work at Geico.
Yeah, therapy gecko.
Yeah, or therapy gecko. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's hilarious.
Justin, where are you from?
I'm from Minnesota. I'm around the cities.
Nice.
So,
I went to college in Duluth.
I'm sorry.
Justin,
I'm
where you say
kidding.
you're from?
Sorry?
Where did you say you're from?
I live around Minneapolis.
Okay, I'll be up there. I'm leaving tomorrow morning for the wedding. I'll be in
Okay.
downtown. We're in downtown.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scott Starbeck always carries about 100 different varieties of bourbon and whiskeys with him. So
Oh God, yeah.
I do like my bourbons
And gummies. And
I think you
gummies.
got Jeremy's attention down there.
And
He's
gummies,
like,
there you
I think I'm
go, yeah.
empty.
Yeah. Well, if you need help with that, let me know.
So
We
hey,
got you.
Jeremy, you said you just got back from the Bad Apples flying. How was that? Like highlights?
Yeah,
It sucked.
we had like 48 hours of flyable weather. I think somebody was flying from sunrise to sunset both days in a row. It was nice, high overcast day. I took a flight at 2 p.m. It wasn't too thermally, and I've never foot dragged water before. And they have like a 2-foot pond, probably the size of, I don't know, a football field there. And everyone's just doing circles, foot dragging the pond, and they had 8 different people go in the water. A couple
I hope they
people
check themselves for leeches because there's leeches in there.
Oh no!
Is that just Leech Lake?
Yeah, that's the most people that have gone in the pond.
I think so. Yeah.
How did they fall in the pond? Were they just not going fast
Foot
enough? Or
dragging.
what's the deal?
Just foot drag in the water, and they got too low, and the motor, it creates drag when it hits the water, and they just went right in.
How about that?
Well, as soon
How
as
about
your
that-
toe catches, like it drags you pretty hard.
Hey,
Right.
I was hitting the water last night. My toes are pretty good.
Man, I
I
bought
posted
myself a
video on
wakeboard vest for this season just in case I ever go in. So like that's the thing. Like everyone talks about flotation on your machine. It's like, dude, you also got to float, So you got to be prepared for that.
Well, here's a funny story. This was last year, and I hope he's watching. Mitchell Michael. We were getting ready to launch by the river, and he's like, "I'm taking off." Okay, see you later, Mitchell. In like 10 minutes, I get a Facebook message from him. I'm in the river. And this is the Ohio River.
Oh no!
Like, you're in the river. So I call him, and I'm like, "Are you in the river?" And he's like, "I am floating down the Ohio River." I was like, "What?" I was so close to calling the Coast Guard. He had a boat rescue him, but he was trying to foot drag the river with 2-foot chops,
dude,
with 2-foot waves.
That flying I was in, we had just exchanged phone numbers in case something happened. And a buddy of mine called me and was like, hey, man, I'm like 2 miles from the LZ. My motor just went out. I landed out in the field. I need somebody to come pick me up. I said, okay, I'll get somebody. So I went to go get somebody with a pickup so we could just throw his paramotor in. He called me back. Never mind. I got a farmer here that's going to bring me. So the farmer had a flatbed, and they threw his paramotor on the back of the flatbed. And apparently, I guess he got in the truck and not with his paramotor, and they turned a corner, and his paramotor slid off the flatbed and destroyed it.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, it broke his throttle, his cage, everything you can think of. His prop looked like it'd been eaten up by gravel. It was bad. And I was like, man, if you could have waited just 2 more minutes, we could have came up there. But yeah, it's hindsight now.
But having flotation when you're foot dragging water is super, super important. I've seen so many guys go in the water, and the flotation works. It
Do
truly
you guys
does
remember
work.
the trike pilot that went in a pond a year or two ago, and he ended up upside down, couldn't get out, and his buddy foot launch was flying around, saw him go down and landed, and he flipped him upright, and the guy's like, man, I almost drowned. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was a shallow pond.
I actually got to meet him at Bad Apples just the other week.
Really?
And because he was telling me the story, and he's like, yeah, my name's Larry Church. And I was like, holy crap, were you the one where your buddy landed and flipped you upright? Because he was at a point where he's like, I was drowning, man. Oh, I almost, that was a bad video. I actually got to meet that guy.
Close calls.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in the water, but I did an SIV and we threw a reserve, and it's really hard to find your buckles when you're in the water.
Oh yeah,
especially if you're wearing gloves. So practice that. Wear flotation. It's not.
Unless
good.
you have the flat.
I have a
top
hard
quick
time
release.
finding the buckles in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now you said something there, Chris. That flat top quick release like that. I mean, that is one of the
that's
most-
what I've been missing.
the best things that the flat top has to offer. And
yes,
man, I wish there was somebody that was making the flat top, not the flat top, but the quick release available for.
They were doing that at Bad Apples.
Oh, hey Caleb, there's a guy
They
named
were
Andy
installed the
here.
quick release.
Yeah,
at Bad
I
Apples.
know, Andy. I'm not. Not going to send it.
Well, I mean, if you're Sean Hartman, you fly without strapping in. So that's how you do these. You fly without strapping in.
Sean says you don't need it. They're irrelevant.
Hey, he did. Sean Hartman took off from a fly-in, circled, came back down, and I was like, why are you landing? I was up in the air. I was like, why are you landing? He's like, I didn't strap in. He was hanging from his arms.
Wow.
Good
Yeah,
time.
you used to be able to close your eyes and unbuckle all your straps. Just practice
I want to
that.
say
over and
goodbye,
over.
everybody.
See
Jay,
you,
thanks
Scott.
for inviting me in.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Scott.
You guys all later.
Have a good
Take
one.
it easy, bro.
Right on.
Now it's like the Brady Bunch again.
I was literally about to say that too.
Circle gets a square.
Is that show still on anymore?
What was that? What was that old game show where it had all the
Hollywood
squares?
squares.
Oh, Hollywood Squares, yeah.
Hollywood Squares.
Oh wait,
That's why I said circle gets a square.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea. We should do paramotor squares on like a night. Do a little trivia.
If there was some kind of game show thing, that would be fun, or like guess who did it type of thing.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Brother Phelps,
Yep.
boys, you guys need to talk.
You guys are off the
You-
flight over there.
We've just been hanging out.
Yeah, we're not a part of all the conversation going on. We ain't been around enough to meet nobody.
Nah.
Did y'all go to Bad Apple?
No, we were.
We've
gonna
never
go-
flown anywhere other than our backyard.
Say what?
Where's that?
We were
Where's
gonna
that?
go here, and we got involved in this school, and we can't.
Yep.
Okay. You gotta take
Oh,
some
but they
time
got
off, man.
stories.
Wow.
Yeah, we're pretty new to the paramotor world.
I was just gonna ask, who are the Brother Phelps?
Yeah, where's home base, guys?
Yes.
Home base is in Ocala,
Ocala,
Ocala, Florida.
Yes,
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we taught ourselves to fly 2 years ago. We've each got about 40 or 50 hours unscathed.
Somehow.
It was all
They're
a dare.
fast.
It was all on a dare. I dare you.
They used up their 9 lives, that's for sure.
Yep. Being real careful now. We're on our last one.
Paramotor instructor is YouTube, huh?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, we got started because we watched Tucker Got Fly to McDonald's.
Yeah, real classic story.
Yep.
Who hasn't seen Tucker Got Fly to McDonald's? Come on.
I don't know.
Everybody.
You're right.
Yeah, well, glad to see you guys are still here. You obviously walked to the computer, so that's a big plus. You know, no injuries. That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter where you are in the game, though, like training is one of those things it can help you at every stage. You know, whether it's an SIP or just getting some radio time with a guy who's been doing it for a little bit longer. There's nothing wrong with any of that.
Yeah, Sean, we got a bandana brethren in here. Come on.
What's up, everybody?
Bandana brethren.
No, but
and for your guys' information, Sean Shay.
He ate like 25 Skittles at once.
I was going to
Sean
say, take
shaved
another
like
hit.
2 hours ago. This is his 5 o'clock shadow.
It literally is. No, really, in all honesty, it's only been 3 days, and this is how full of a beard that I get. It's insane. I got the show on the background of the TV. Never mind my messiness of my apartment.
Like you can see his beard growing in real time. If you
Literally, yes. It's been 3 days. I buzzed this with a buzz trimmer, you know what I'm saying? And it was nice and kept up. 3 days later, if I had half of the shaving technique that Hot Butter Steve does, I would try the chopper too. But it would be all chrome and
Jeremy.
Yay.
Like
Nice.
the shears that they shear sheep with, like that's like Sean's like razor he's got to use.
That's literally that is what I use.
There you go.
I kind of have to because it grows so thick that when I use a razor, my face it doesn't get broken out, but it has red splotches in it. Like I have eczema, and it really irritates my skin when I use a razor. So I got to use a buzzer. But again, I go through so many razors. I would go through 3 razors each time I shaved, and then I'd have to buy more razors. Like not even a week. In 3 days, it's like this. What's the sense of buying razors? I got the sheep shears. I'm like, yeah.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
These are problems we need to empathize with. I'm telling you guys.
I would look like a moonshiner if I did not buzz my beard.
I don't think I'll ever have a beard. It's just one of those things.
So
I can't
Bo
let
and
it
Mikey.
drives me crazy. It pokes me when I sleep. It gets long enough to where it's poking me. That's not fun.
Bo and Mikey, Sean wants to know, are you private pilot training with Jason Shepard?
Not familiar with the name, no.
Oh, I watch his videos all the time. He's on YouTube. He's got a show or a school down in Florida somewhere. M0A.
Wow.
It's called.
Steve's got quite the personality.
Oh my God, what is going on?
Does
it light up?
Yeah. Well, it normally changes faces, but I don't have a program to do that right now.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is LED lights.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You got all the cool.
But the
tools.
Bluetooth, well, either my phone Bluetooth sucks or this Bluetooth sucks. One of the two.
Well,
well thanks. No, wait, we got more lights here. I see. Hang on, Chris. Cool.
Oh, there you go.
He's ready for a disco rave.
Chris, I think we could party together at a fly-in.
I always suspected Chris Crystal of doing Molly.
Molly. What's her last name?
Minty.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was good.
What was his name?
Jason.
I tried to put lighting up in my bedroom like Scuba Steve has, but it just turns into a Jackson Pollock painting, and it's just gross.
Oh, that
Dude,
is
that's
cool.
just
That does
trippy.
light up.
Yeah, it's I think it just stopped. Am I on Santa Claus now? What the hell?
He's now a
You're on a
No, I
mouse.
don't know
It
what.
looks like a mouse.
See, now it's disconnected from the phone again, so now it won't change.
You look like Plankton from SpongeBob.
It's got like a bunch of them. It's a whole bunch. And normally, when you normally start it up, it's just fire, like yeah. Like
Okay.
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
See, I need some more time.
You guys all fly safe. Take care. I'll
Thanks,
see you on the next
Caleb,
one.
for joining in so
You're welcome.
early.
Nice meeting you, Caleb.
Nice to meet you guys.
Have a good
Take
one.
care.
We'll do it again
I'll come
sometime.
harass you soon enough.
See, I could use a mask like that for when I'm riding my electric unicycle. You know, just throwing it out there.
Scuba, is
Sean
that
wants to know
a
if anyone's going to the flying poker run in Iowa this weekend. I really would like to go, but we already go to Torchport, so that one sounds fun.
And the weather for Torchport looks fantastic for this year.
It does.
Absolutely spectacular for this year.
Yeah.
Damn it. It wasn't so
104.
We-
Look at you growing, Flying Flamingo. 104.
What?
Right? 104.
Say that again.
104.
Where?
It says just want to fly 104. It's party night. Come see for yourself who we will have on the show.
Oh yeah. Actually,
104. Look at you growing.
I know.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Actually, yesterday was 2 years since I started my show.
Yeah,
Wow.
right on. You know, I have one of the original
Congratulations.
shows. I have one of the original
Weezy,
shows
you're on mute.
t-shirts. It says "Girls Just Want to Fly."
Stop, Sean.
Well, I just feel weird when I'm wearing it because I got long hair and everything. Dudes see me from behind. I turn around, and says "Girls Just Want to Fly." You know, they're like, "I'm confused." I'm like, "Well, you should be."
Sean, you
I'm
do
not
have
talking
a
about
nice
me.
ass, so you know.
Well, you know, I try to cover it up as best as I can. You know, you got to watch this Chris guy when he's behind you. He's like, "Hey there, sugar," and I'm like, "Hey, who you calling sugar?"
So the first year we went to Bad Apples, I was quickly trying to make shirts for people, and it was Girls Just Want to Fly. Well, we had 2 power outages with storms. It ripped off part of our roof. We lost power, and I couldn't get the heat press because we didn't have electricity for I think 2.5 days. And so the electricity came back on, and I was like getting back down to the computer, and I was like, okay, I got to get this done. Well, it was just me, and I didn't kind of proofread and proof my cutting of what I was heat pressing. And I cut in between one of the Girls Just Want to Fly. I added an extra girl in there, so it said "Girls Just Want to Fly Girls."
See, now that would have been the shirt for me.
Yeah.
And there are a few of them that have those shirts.
I pulled that out. All of a sudden, I read it, and I just went. I wanted to cry. I went right back in the camper, and all the guys were like, "Wait, I want one!
Girls just want to fly girls.
Now they're worth a ton.
I know.
CT5 says, "Where is Torchport going to be?" In Torchport, but I mean, you know,
It is like an hour and a half. So we have to take the route of, because we're in northern central Wisconsin. We're going to take the northern route of and go over Mackinac Bridge, and then it's an hour and a half south of there. So it's on the main part of the mitten of Michigan, Jeremy, you explain it. You're a Michigander. Jeez.
He's just one other state. You're making it difficult.
Yeah, so Torchport's it's right on Torch Lake, just outside of Traverse City, Michigan.
Jade's all like, if you take the third gravel road, you can get there. It's like,
If you look at this convenient map, it's right here.
You're right. And Jeremy and I, we argue about the Wisconsin is a hand and Michigan is a, I don't know what it is. Chris, you need to go on Scuba's show on Friday nights. He does a vaping show. You need to get off the cigarettes and do vaping.
Nah, I just need to get off the cigarettes completely.
Yeah.
There is definitely a trick behind
I'm on completely. I vape, so.
Ow. Steve keeps giving me a reach around there.
But I do gotta say that Michigan, the water there, it's like when you get up over the trees, Torchport area is really small, and it's like when you get up, you got Lake Michigan on one side, and it looks like Torchport is actually like an island almost, and it's like you got Torch Lake on the other side, and both of them are crystal blue Caribbean colored water.
It's absolutely
just amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and there's a golf course there, so I always eye that out for
high risk of landing in water, is what you're saying. If
no,
Torchport's an island.
They've got lots of, there's trees, but they've got
that
lots
motherfucker.
lots of area to land
There's
out.
another airport on the other side, though, isn't there? Of the peninsula.
Jeremy?
Yeah, so there's another airport if you go west.
Yes.
It's called Northport, Michigan Airport. There is a fly-in there as well in August.
Oh, really?
Both of these fly-ins, actually, no, sorry. Only Torchport is on the USPPA's event calendar. But you can find the Northport fly-in on the Michigan Powered Paraglider Facebook group.
Because I believe Scott Baxter goes up there quite a bit.
Yes, he does.
So he's invited us up there. So you can fly across the peninsula.
You can fly across it. Jay, do you mind if I screen share? I can kind of show
Yep,
a
go
map.
for it. Yep.
I noticed a lot of fly-ins happen at the exact same time. You would think that they would get this together and at least space them out a week or so.
Can you guys see the screen share?
No.
Hang on. Yep. Let me get it in here.
Whoa, clear your search history, man.
Let me know when you can see it. I'll zoom in.
I didn't know Jeremy was a brony.
That's
a
Bitcoin
Bitcoin
map.
Yeah, you're sharing the chat right now, the actual StreamYard chat. You need to share the other screen.
Oh, Jeremy, you're the treasurer. You're not inspiring confidence right now.
It gives you a choice of what to share. Pick the right tab.
How am I supposed to trust you with my money?
Entire screen. Let's try that. All right, let's try this again. Jade, can you try that again? All right.
There you go.
Good?
Yep.
Awesome. So this is Michigan. This is Northwest Michigan.
Yep.
This is Traverse City, the biggest city in the area. And Torchport is right up here in this corner of Torch Lake.
Yep.
If you look, Torchport Airport, 59M. There's 2 runways, grass runways, and this big area here is all cleared out. So it's a fantastic place to fly. You can fly along the sandy coast of Lake Michigan. You can also fly around Torch Lake. And there's a lot.
Where's the airport you said was to the west? I don't see anything to the west unless you're talking about across the water.
I am talking about across the water. I would not recommend going across the water. It's probably a good 6 miles. But if you desire to do that, this is the Northport Airport, Woolsey Memorial Airport. It's a similar story. 2 runways, grass in the middle, sand dunes you can fly around. Beautiful place to fly. Both of these fly-ins are great.
So basically, what Jeremy's saying is if you are going to attempt to cross the water, make sure you're beyond 6 miles up. So that way, if you have a motor out, you can still glide all the way to land.
Or just do a pre-flight.
Or have a friend with a
pre-flight.
Jeremy, go straight across to Wisconsin when you're done. Like directly west of there. In the center of the state, kind of show you where our fly-in is.
Sure.
See where it says Wisconsin? Go up a little bit. Now go north, just north of Wausau. Kind of right in that area, Tomahawk. So that is where we're at. And Tomahawk TKV right there is where our airport is.
Well, there's no excuse. You could totally make that fly in just by flying. You guys
got to be 30 miles up to clear the Lake Michigan.
Jade, when is that fly-in?
July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The weekend before EAA starts.
What's it called?
Gosh. Northern Lights Paramotor Fly-In.
Okay.
So we do camping right there. And Jeremy, if you can go zoom in a little bit on that, along the south. So where that pin was, right along the south, along the road, kind of the tree line there is where we do the camping. There is just to the south of the asphalt runway, there is a unofficial grass runway that runs east and west. And we will have, see where the hangars are on the far right. We have a hangar, the last row, the far right row. The end hangar is ours, and we would have area to put storage in. We've also used that little field to the right of the hangars, and just before runway 27, that we use that for a takeoff and landing area.
Is that where you where Eric plows the snow so you can take off in the winter?
No, that's our on the lake, right outside our house. Yeah, we're on a little 25-acre lake.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't do that this year because it froze quick, but then we got a lot of snow, and then it melted, and then didn't really.
Slush.
Yeah, we didn't want to attempt that.
Sean, wouldn't that be cool? Just have a raid of a fly-in, like get 20, 30 pilots to raid a fly-in. Just everybody come flying in from another fly-in.
Cool.
What do you do? Bring water balloons and drop it on people?
No,
don't encourage them.
You get those. They've got those pellet guns where it's the water beads.
Oh, the gel blasters.
The gel blasters. Those are so much fun. We did those at Purdon's. Everybody that was flying down the field, we were lighting their asses up with the gel blasters. And they actually landed and came over and was like, "Were you all shooting at us?" And we're like, "Yep, we were."
Why is my engine clogged? I don't know.
Oh, well, cool, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
No, this was fun. I'm glad I could.
Does anybody notice the Weasel Milstead?
The Weasel Milstead? Wow.
All right, next week we have
Diesel, but we call him the Weasel Milstead.
We have a PPC pilot, Chuck Dodge, gentleman that's been joining in on the chat. I haven't seen him in here tonight at all, though. And he's from Minnesota also. And he's got some interesting life stories because he's all excited about, he did his little bio already a couple of weeks ago. And he was the one nervous after watching Kramer's show last week. And all of her stories, he's not sure he can top hers. So he'll be an interesting one to hear also. So I hope you guys can join in next week.
Well, Kramer was a class act.
Jay just said bye.
Yeah. We're out here by ourselves.
Jay totally ditch out?
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
I was messing with my cursor and I lock myself off.
Did you hear the panic in their voices, Jade?
No,
They
they
were
were
like,
yes.
"Did
you
Jade
are."
leave us?"
Oh, yeah, I gotta
All
finish it
hail
now.
Jade.
Right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you guys, and this is 2 years, so 2
Congratulations.
years.
Happy anniversary.
Holy
This is
crap,
2 years of
everyone.
my life I'll never get back.
Hope everybody has a great Memorial weekend. Cook out lots of food. Get lots of flight time if possible. I'm hoping I do, but not with the wind the way it's been.
Yeah, hope
Yeah.
everybody has
Oh,
a great
crap! Sean is
Memorial
in here. I
weekend.
can't say if we don't see you on there, we'll see you in there.
Yeah.
You just don't say it as well. That's all. It's no big deal.
No.
And, you know, I find it really interesting that your name is DeWeasel Milstead now.
You're muted.
The dog.
Y'all have a
Oh,
good
easy.
and safe Memorial Day weekend or Labor Day.
Yeah,
weekend,
you guys
Memorial
too.
Day weekend. Yeah.
Have
can't remember
a
which one.
Whatever time of the year it is. Whatever.
Akuma Matata.
great.
Bye.
Jeremy,
Bye.
we'll see you later. If you guys want to stick around for after show, I don't care. Bye, everybody. Love you.
Nothing is untrue, nothing don't matter. It's all notions of our emotions, of everything we are and what we belong to.